96.7 KCAL rocks. It is a Thursday. One of my favorite parts of the day is talking a little sports with our guy, Pep. Pep, what's going on?
Listen, Patrick, I don't know about you, but if somebody offered me a lot of money or more money, I would probably take it. I'd have a hard time saying no. But in the case of Rams quarterback Matt Stafford, he did get an extension with the Rams because there was all this offseason rumors swirling around that he might leave the Rams. The New York Giants was maybe a destination. Well, Stafford's staying with the Rams, and he's actually, I say $84 million. I mean, that would be a huge chunk of change for any of us, but that's kind of a deal. 2 years, $84 million. If you cut that in half, that's like $42 million a year, which for an NFL quarterback, a top-tier NFL quarterback, that's kind of a steal. Like, I bring it back to my guy Brock Purdy, and he's going to get paid. It's probably going to be around $50 million. But Matt Stafford is coming back to the Rams. He could have got more money somewhere else, but I think it's that important. I think he feels that good about this Rams team, especially that young defense is really good. He wants to win another Super Bowl with the Rams.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, because him and McVay get along so well, and they're very open and honest with each other. I think they have a very, very good relationship. I was listening to an interview with McVay, and he talked about it, and they really support each other, and they're straightforward. And he can't start over and go somewhere else and try to – he's in a great spot, and they know what to do with that offense. I think it's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, what is he, 37 years old? You go to the New York Giants – dude, that's football purgatory. Like, you'll never make it out. Like, you're not going to do anything there. You might make more money, right? But you're going to ride off into the sunset on a last-place team, most likely. But with the Rams, man, we saw, especially at the end of last year, this is a really good Rams team. They got some good young players on offense. They draft really well on the defensive side of the football. I think he thinks they could probably win one more, and he's willing to take a little bit of a pay cut. He is not one of the top paid quarterbacks in the NFL, and it looks like, well, this is proof. He wasn't out there looking for the biggest contract to be the highest paid quarterback. I think he just really wants to win.
I think it's a perfect setup and very smart by the Rams.
Yeah, so they got their guy, man. I know there's all this offseason talk that Matt Stafford might be on the move. Maybe Aaron Rodgers would come in and be the quarterback of the Rams. There's all these scenarios in play, but Matt Stafford is locked up for 2 years. So I think at least we know this upcoming season he's the starting quarterback of the Rams. I think after that first year, they'll probably reassess and say, okay, is he going to finish out his contract or what that's going to look like? But dude, the Rams are going to be good. You're a Seahawks guy. I'm a 49ers guy. I do not want to see Matt Stafford back in the NFC West, but he's back.
He is back, and it's funny you mentioned Aaron Rodgers. Quickly, did you hear the story that one of the reasons they're waiting to announce that he is going to be the Steelers quarterback is they're waiting for the NFL to release their schedule so they won't get in a bunch of primetime games? I think that's absolutely hilarious, and I believe every word of it.
Yeah, I heard that too because the schedule is coming out for the NFL. And Aaron Rodgers, I think he is that calculated, right? He's a very deep thinker, and he's very calculated and strategic in the things that he does and when he does them. I would not be surprised.
No, I thought that was hilarious, but I was like, I totally believe it.
Yeah, he's still out there. We're all assuming he's going to be a Steeler, but he's still out there. We don't know exactly what's gonna happen with Aaron Rodgers going forward. Oh, but one more cool thing about the Rams, they announced yesterday that they're going to host a mandatory mini camp next month in Maui, Hawaii. So they're going to hold their camp in Hawaii, and they've done something similar before. If you remember, I think it was 2019. So what was that, 6 years ago now? Yeah. They actually had a preseason game in Hawaii against the Dallas Cowboys. So they've actually played a game over there, but they're going to host a mandatory mini camp in Maui next month. So, I mean, I guess there could be worse places to be if you have to be an NFL player in the offseason and go put some work in. You at least get to go to Hawaii, maybe take the family, make a little vacay out of it.
Got to admit it. I like the Rams' moves here.
Can't beat that. Yeah. All right, Patrick, let's tip it off with some NBA playoffs here. And, dude, it is nuts right now in the NBA playoffs. My team's not even in the race right now, but there's been some great games. I've been locked onto my TV. First, I want to start with Dude, Oklahoma City, after losing the first game to Denver in their playoff series, they dropped 87 points in the first half against the Nuggets, and they won 149-106. It was a record-setting first half for Oklahoma City. So when they are on against a very good Denver team, the Thunder are the best team in the West.
Yeah, they may have been underperforming as of late, but Pep, you've been saying it all year long. They are one of the best, if not the best team this year. And it looks like last night they realized it.
Yeah, the thing is, they're just not proven, right? With the Denver Nuggets, the Golden State Warriors, they're proven. You know they're going to show up, all right? But with the Thunder, they were so good during the regular season. They got so many good young players. It's like, well, they haven't done it yet. Maybe this is the year. Maybe after this year, we're going to be like, okay, now the Thunder, they're proven. They're going to be a threat in the West. We can take them seriously at this point. So maybe that's what they're doing right now. Maybe they're in the process of proving everyone right out there that they are the best team. Man, but 87 points in the first half. We both grew up in the 80s. That's a final score, man. Bulls versus Pistons, you score 87 points, you win the game.
Yeah, and if they start, that's going to gain some confidence right there.
Yes.
So they start playing young and loose and start acting a little too young and dumb to know how much pressure they're under. Look out.
Yeah, man, they look scary. When things are clicking, very scary. In the other Western Conference series, the Golden State Warriors took Game 1 against Minnesota, but Steph Curry has old hammy injury, his hamstring, man, a hamstring strain. They say he's going to be out at least a week, so that will be probably a couple of games for the Warriors. So can they survive a very good Minnesota Timberwolves team?
Yeah, the MRI says it's a hamstring strain.
Yes.
So he's going to be out at least a week. So we'll have to see how they can do without their leader, Steph.
Yeah, dude, it's been a weird playoffs. Golden State taking the first game against Minnesota. And, of course, OKC dropping 87 on Denver last night. And that's not even the weirdest part, Patrick. It's like circa, 1990, Reggie Miller versus John Starks and Patrick Ewing as the Pacers and the Knicks have grabbed 2-0 leads on their opponents. So the Pacers are up 2-0 on the top-seeded Cleveland Cavaliers. And last night, the Knickerbockers did it again, coming from 20 points down to beat the Boston Celtics. And so they're up 2-0. So both the Pacers and the Knicks, man, are up 2-0. That could be your Eastern Conference Finals.
Wow. And the Cavaliers, like you said, were kind of like the Eastern version of OKC.
Yes.
But they have a bunch of, even our boy Mobley is out. They've had some injuries hit them. Could this take out the Cavs? And like you said, could we see the old Knicks-Pacers battles? My goodness.
Rick Smits versus Patrick Ewing in the post. Let's go. But yeah, it's just strange. Just because, and we've talked about this the last couple of weeks, just because you are a top seed or one of the top seeds doesn't mean a whole lot in the NBA playoffs, man. Think about it. Golden State's a 7, Minnesota's a 6, the Knicks and the Pacers are playing Cleveland, who's the 1, Boston's the 2. So, dude, if it's Knicks versus Pacers, come on. Nobody saw that coming if that actually happens.
Wow. Unbelievable, man. Pep, I can't wait till we talk on Monday because we will know so much more. And who knows what's going to happen. Eventually that schedule will come out in the NFL and we'll see the final domino fall. Pep, that's why we got you around, man. Tell them how to get your stuff.
Yeah, maybe by Monday, Aaron Rodgers will be a Steeler. Who knows? Get my stuff on Inland Sports, Instagram, X, Facebook. We're also Inland Sports on YouTube. That's Inland Sports.
Thanks, Pep.